only hear us when we make shit. Comrades, let me say something. It is extremely important. The importance of this occasion is we don't often get the chance to come together across the country and from different countries to discuss this issue. We must use this issue. We must use this time. But it must be something used to build our coordination. We must be able to do what Uncle did yesterday in Marikana. They brought together 20,000 workers of Uncle. I want to see an assembly of the unemployed of 20,000, not just people that we pick up from the street, but people who understand that it's the system that is causing unemployment and it's the system that must go. I want to see an assembly of 20,000 activists that are going to plot a new charter, a new manifesto for freedom in this country. And that freedom must include making unemployment history. It must include the struggle to rebuild and regain our dignity, because without dignity we are nothing. So comrades, this assembly is about you. It's not about Trevor, it's not about Brian, it's not about Moti, it's not about Ayanda. It's about us using this opportunity to discuss and work out a program of action. Let me say, comrades, that in Argentina there's a movement of the unemployed. It's called the Piqueteros. This movement is very powerful. You know what they did? They also said we are invisible. They also said the crisis, or the boss's crisis, has dumped us and made us unemployed. But they said we are not going to tolerate it. And they systematically blocked the highways so that the trucks with the goods couldn't move. So they took radical action to build their movement. And their movement grew as people from the different cities of Argentina saw what was happening in Buenos Aires, the capital. Now it's these type of things that we've got to think about. I'm not saying we must go block highways. We must think carefully, plan carefully, but we must come out of this assembly with a plan of action, Comrade Motsi. We must come out with a plan of action that considers whether we do what the comrades in Brazil do. There's a movement in Brazil called the Homeless Workers Movement. Most of us here are not just unemployed. We are unemployed, we are homeless, and we're without services. This movement occupied in the cities, not in the townships, not in the squatter camps, not in the informal settlements. They came to town, they occupied, and they won the right to housing in the city. They forced the city to provide houses, to provide basic services, because if you can't provide us with a job, if you can't provide us with an income, then you must provide for our needs.
Yes.
Otherwise, you are simply saying that we are sewer rats, and we are not sewer rats. We are people.